is Jonathan here on May 11th in Georgia's studio welcoming our guest speaker, Nathan Deal, who will be speaking about the new emergency plan for Atlanta.
Hello, Jonathan.
So how are you planning to provide everyone with food, water, and shelter?
Well, water is estimated to be 50% of the human body. Humans may survive without water for 5 to 7 days. Without water, blood pressure will be low and blood flow to the tissues will be reduced. Humans can go without food for 3 weeks, but as days pass, the body becomes more fragile each day. Muscles need potassium, but if the body doesn't have it, it can make it difficult to hold an object. We are finalizing the 5 large facilities in the middle of the field where there are no trees or tall buildings that could potentially fall and crash onto the shelter. These shelters will supply a home for any citizen who becomes homeless due to the natural disaster. We will also have food and water stocked up that will not expire for a long time, and there will be any time we need the human necessities. Therefore, we will have clean water for the time being.
Well, what would you do about disease spreading, pollution, and will it be possible to receive help from doctors to amputate people in need of first aid?
We already have doctors and volunteers trained for this situation, such as the study program Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders is a group of volunteers who come together to give first aid to anyone who has suffered any natural disaster. Even the most developed countries are vulnerable to natural disasters. This is why there is stocked up clean water, because contaminated water is one of the easiest ways for disease to spread. No country is fully prepared for an earthquake. Groups of people and dogs will be offered to come and help find any family members in exchange for scholarships, money, or service hours. Cleaning up the pollution can be dangerous because of all the buildings are not structurally safe after the earthquake. The earthquake has left a lot of trash and it is dangerous to clean up.
Don't you think the volunteers will eventually run out and there will be not enough doctors for everyone who's hurt?
The organization Doctors Without Borders usually sends the United States a lot of volunteers and doctors for our time of need. In case that we ever run out of volunteers, there's also the Army or the Coast Guard, which will always come to Atlanta. If there's absolutely no more volunteers, such as doctors, people will have to be put on waiting lines until a doctor is ready to receive them. There is nothing more that I can do, but I doubt we would ever go to those extremities. It has never hurt to plan ahead, right?
So tell me, how will you keep volunteers safe? When the earthquake strikes Atlanta, there will be a lot of residue that will spread all over the city and they'll irritate the eyes. Also, when buildings collapse, the dust is left for the volunteers to inhale. Dust is very dangerous for the human lungs when inhaled.
Once the dust gets into the environment, and it has been about 7 hours, the dust gets in your lungs and your eyes. The symptoms of dust in your eye can be dizziness, red eyes, runny nose, cough, and shortness of breath. We have been making protective goggles and face masks to give out so when the dust starts getting in the air, we can protect our eyes and lungs from severe sickness.
The devastation of the earthquake not only takes away homes of citizens, but it takes away family members of people. So how are you going to locate these missing family members?
Earthquakes so much destruction for the families. They kill 50,000 or more people. This internal pain of losing a family member due to an earthquake can be shocking and horrific. It is so shocking because nobody would have predicted to have an earthquake and lose their family member. On some occasions, there will be death can be a risk of 70% after a loved one has died. This mourning can last more than months. Losing a family member is an internal pain that involves religion, culture, and personal memories. But the death from an earthquake is not something we can prevent. The only thing that we can do is try to find these people. We have highly trained dogs that specialize in finding missing people along with optimistic volunteers.
I feel very protected to be living in the state, and I'm pretty sure that we are all glad to have a governor like you.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm glad you feel safe.
Hello, Atlanta. There's a lot of roads to avoid right now because of high levels of traffic. I would recommend the following roads for the 5 shelters distributed all over Metro Atlanta, as well as roads to escape disasters from Earth.
Hello, this is Atlanta Hot News Today, reporting live from Georgia Zoo. There appears a complete chaos. The animal cages have been broken because of the high magnitude of earthquakes. There is a huge problem because now the zoo no longer contains these highly endangered species who are on the loose all over the city.
This is Paige reporting live from Jimmy Carter Boulevard. I am standing here on the side of the road observing a diversity of animals. Everyone is concerned about the safety of these endangered animals. These animals could easily get hit by a truck! is on their way to regroup these beautiful creatures before anything else happens. Everyone is concerned and so confused. Back to you, Joel.
What a day. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Fernando and Paige. We'll be back here at 7 p.m. Have a great day.